Gotta go. Girl talk.
Boom! Hard in.
Hard in.
Dude. Our ins are getting harder every time.
Rough in.
Yeah, like, oof. That one was a rough in. Brutal.
Brian, real quick, something just occurred to me in the little intro.
Mhm.
Didn't you used to come on and say, "What's up, Gotham?" Did you do that live, like backstage
Oh,
live each time?
I think I used to just do it, and then all of a sudden I just like I think life happened, and I
Yeah.
just got
Well, because I always wondered if that was like pre-recorded part of the intro, or if you would just do it live each time.
No, I was doing it live each time, and I kind of forgot that
We
I
gotta
would
bring it back.
gotta bring it back, right? It was like I can't remember even how I managed to do it. Like I'll figure it out. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. We can do
For
this.
those, yeah, for
Uh,
those who don't know what we're talking about, check out older episodes of Gotham City
or
Tonight.
don't.
Gotham City Tonight classic.
Yeah, vintage, true vintage. Well, hello, Gotham. Welcome to Gotham City Tonight. I am Ryan Doell, and I'm here with Alex Brewer.
How's it
Alex,
going?
how are things? We took a week
Think
off last week. We were
it's
busy
true.
boys.
Yeah, it's true. We're both burning the candle at both ends, as they say.
Yeah, yeah. I think now my body's in shock. Like
Oh
last
man.
week I was tired. The week before I was tired. The week before that I was tired, and now I'm like, my body don't know. My body don't know what's up. But yeah, no, dude. But since we were gone, a lot has happened. Spin Master like pretty much, I believe, stole anything McFarlane has announced. I think it stole its thunder completely, entirely. They just went in. I I do find it always crazy that the last year a toy like a toy lot like a toy company has an IP. It always is like, why weren't you doing this from the get go?
Yeah, I don't know if it's either just because it's like they were just getting warmed up and finally they're hitting their stride, or if it's just like well, if we've lost it, let's just go, let's just do what we want to do, like whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's the case, but I was just
Yeah.
like, but we'll get into those because I want to get your takes. And for anyone who doesn't watch Geek Dad Life, you get to hear my takes on it too. So we'll talk about that. We got a crossover, our first Marvel DC crossover in like decades.
Yeah.
Like
I
we're
almost
not
didn't know what I was looking at when I saw it, but
well, I just yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into
yeah.
it. And then yeah, we got to talk about Peter David as well. We got to celebrate that man. But first, before we get into that, let's say hello to the chat, do some pickups. We'll get rolling here. Dorlaxian is here. Yes, I met Peter at a convention in '98. He signed my Hulk issue where he fights the Blob. Nothing moves the Blob. Johnny Cock is here. Johnny Disco is here. Oh, and Mr. Michael T ruins Johnny hat trick. But that's okay. Peter David was like one of us. The impression I got from his interviews over the years was he's hilarious. He's a hilarious dude. For anyone who has the day that they announced his passing, the first thing I posted was a story with a link to a YouTube video, part 1 of 3 of his infamous debate
Yeah.
with Todd McFarlane from the 90s. And man, you want to talk about a train wreck? Like poor, and again, the late George Perez, he's the one moderating it. And you could tell George Perez is just that he's the perfect middleman for it, because he just comes off as just like this nice guy who's just like, I'll do it. I like Todd and I like Peter. You could just you could tell, and it was just
You need that.
You do need that, right? And it's just, plus, I miss George Perez. I miss George Perez so much. Andrew's Gatey's Toys is here. My dude, the professor of rickets, Mr. DJ himself, Bionic Funk is here. Detroit Dave, my benefactor, and the man who's the only person in my will, Mr. Matt Bush is here. He met Peter David in the early 90s when Kings Island was owned by Paramount, so he was there to sign Star Trek books. That's cool. Skylar Davis is here. Mr. Chad Stewart. And Detroit Dave gets another shout out just because I clicked. Chris Bobinski is here. And
rocking the Jar Jar logo, which is sick.
Dude, I love that. Derek Hoover is here. Mr. Video Power Gaming. Doell, what 4 options do you have for the Fortress of Solitude superpowers? I suggest snow.
It's called winter.
It's called winter. Yeah, it's a seasonal floor. Seasonal flooring, but it's available. Tony Tapodi is here. Dave, welcome. And just Michael is here as well. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for everyone for hanging out. There's a lot of streamers on a Wednesday night. You chose to be here with us, and we appreciate you for that. Dude, let's get into some pickups. Do you want me to go first? Because I feel like I have a ton of pickups.
Yeah.
Let's
forth.
Okay, so I picked up another Ultimate Edition from Marvel because I love these things so much. These are to me like the steel books of trades because they get all the interviews, the concept arts, all the promo material, everything else. And I picked up this.
Oh, nice. Ultimates action.
The Ultimates Volume 1 just came out. I made sure that the comic shop put it aside for me. So I have not read it
ever.
Well over like 10 years. I feel the last time I read it was before the Avengers came out.
I have no idea if it holds up. Like I remember that was comics to me all during that era. Like that was the only stuff I was reading was the Ultimate stuff.
This predates The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
This predates a lot.
But it does come after Authority, which I feel like it's like Mark Miller is doing like what he did with the Authority for Marvel.
Right. Yes. And so it has that like more grounded, gritty, realistic take on the Avengers.
That's great.
Yeah. Apparently it does not, according to this. But it is funny because like after rereading it, and I remember being like, they really kind of drilled it in, like Kevin Feige and a lot of those guys, like who's that dipshit director who directed the first Avengers? Joss Whedon. So they used to like really kind of like pound in on interviews like, oh, it's really kind of more based off the Ultimates and more like a realistic, gritty take. That is a lie.
With the Avengers movie?
The Avengers movie.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
there ain't no Ultimates in that.
2 things I feel like they take away from the Ultimates. Which is in Captain America, First Avenger, they do kind of like that World War II. The costumes. I think that's what I'm getting at. The costumes are closer to this than 616.
The Ultimates cracked how to do Captain America's costume in the real world. They were the first to figure it out.
Right. And the only one that they didn't pull from was Iron Man, which is very clear because they were like, no, the current Iron Man comics are pretty badass. Let's just go with that.
Also, that's such like a drastic departure for the Iron Man armor. It's cool that it was like its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not recognizable.
Right. And correct. And the other thing I feel like they took from there was when they find Captain America and they wake him up in the disguised hospital, and he kind of goes like, nope, this ain't it. And he just charges through everybody and breaks out. And I feel like those are the only.
There's one other thing they took.
Oh, what's
Samuel L. Jackson?
Sam Jackson.
Which
correct.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's not like common knowledge, but like they based Nick Fury in the Ultimates off of Samuel L. Jackson before he was cast in the movie.
Right. Correct. Right. So that's those. I've come so accustomed of Sam Jackson being Nick Fury that I forgot that Nick Fury was white before.
Yeah.
Right. Or even during this. You know what I mean? Like I totally forget. That's why when I got that Marvel Legends 3-pack with like Dum Dum and Sharon and Nick Fury. I was like, who's this white guy? Get him out of here.
And it's funny because I feel like Nick Fury shows up in Ultimate X-Men first, and he's kind of like this like James Bond, like in a suit and everything. And he's not drawn like he's black, but he's not drawn like Samuel L. Jackson.
Well,
and then you pick up Avengers issue 1, and it's like it's Sam Jackson.
It is Sam Jackson. I'll see if I can find the page, but it's like man, Brian Hitch.
Yeah.
What a
yeah. I mean, because it was it was like the first. It was a direct attempt at trying to like make a movie. Like what would an Avengers movie be like? So clearly, or it's the Avengers TV show, which at that time was like not something that seemed like it was in the cards at all, right? Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, we weren't even getting like superhero teams outside of the X-Men in movies at that point.
Yeah, it's let's see here. Like that is a Sam Jackson. Jackson.
Totally. You open to that page and you're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, this is like they're trying to make a movie here.
Yeah. And you can hear it too. Like you hear Sam Jackson. Like it's really great. However, here's where it doesn't hold up. And I think this just comes from my change of taste over time. I think a lot of these guys are assholes. And I'm not really.
Yeah. They all suck.
Like, because again, I was pretty young when this came out. So you're kind of like, oh, it's new. It's real. It's like, whoa, it's edgy. And now I'm just like, no, this is not how I want my superheroes. And they're not, but that's how you're meant to feel when you read this as well. You're not supposed to sit there and go, wow, this Iron Man's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, no, they're all like deeply flawed. Again, it's that kind of like that authority vibe where it's like absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's like taking these archetypes but I mean, like they are, the degrees of morality are, differ from character to character. So like obviously like Hank Pym is like the worst.
Oh yeah, they dialed up his he was already garbage in 616, but they made it like real. Like
oh yeah, no, it's too far for a comic. Like I mean, I don't know, I guess at the time I was like, I want like edgy real superheroes with real world problems, but yeah, so he's pretty bad. Bruce Banner is a total piece of shit. Like,
but Hulk is scary in this too, which I thought was pretty.
He's terrifying. Yeah, who said Hulk kill Freddie Prinze Jr.? That also puts it in a specific time.
It does, yeah.
And
Betty likes
Iron
Star
Man.
Wars nerd, me nerd.
Tony Stark is interesting, I thought, in that he's very different from the Robert Downey Jr. take, in that he really just seems like a guy. Like he is but
he also embraces his alcoholism.
Oh, but he's I just remember there's a scene where he is they're fighting this like alien invasion. So like I really enjoy the way the book sort of like ramps up, escalates the conflicts that they have to deal with. So at first it's sort of just like the Hulk, because there's literally no like super villains for them to fight. They like form this team and they're sort of too powerful for like any like normal conflict. So like Bruce Banner kind of turns himself into the Hulk just to prove that the concept is a good idea. Yeah. And of course it's like awful. It's like horrible. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. Cause like, I mean, I'll stop talking about it because like, if you haven't, if you only are familiar with the Avengers movies and you haven't read the Ultimates, like read them, because it is a very different take on a very similar concept. Also just like Hawkeye and Black Widow, when they show up, like that first issue that introduces them, just the Brian Hitch art is amazing in that.
Okay. We talked about that way more than we needed to.
Yeah. Right. Don't get us started on Ultimates.
Mutant X show, dude. We gotta do a rewatch of that. Do want to give a shout out to Michael. Thank you very much for the $49.99 super chat.
Oh wow, nice.
Dang, dude. Thank you so much. If you accidentally put the decimal in the wrong place, let us know. For next week pickups. Thank you. That's very generous and it's very much appreciated. And King Panther is here as well. Greetings and salutations.
Greetings, King Panther.
Greetings. This one I brought up as well. This is a much bigger book than I thought it was going to be when I pre-ordered it, but it is a beautiful book. This is the Darth Maul Black and Red.
His Life and Times.
Life and Times. Yeah, it is awesome. It is
cool.
It's exactly what you expect from like a before episode 1 Darth Maul stories, where it's just him going places, beating people up, and then the Emperor being all like, "You did good, you did good," right? Like just it's stuff like that. Yeah, do it. But like, I didn't know Frank Miller did a Darth Maul.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Wait, is that Frank Miller?
That's Frank Miller.
Yo, hold that a little closer up to that screen. That's so cool.
Right? Looks
man.
Hey, we sometimes rip on that guy, or at least I do sometimes internally. But every now and then he pulls out this gem that is just like,
his
still got it.
His art's awesome. Like even it's gotten obviously very highly stylized, but like I dig it. Like that Dark Knight Strikes Again or whatever. Like obviously it's very different, but like it's cool.
Yeah, Michael again with a $4.99 super chat. No accident. Okay, thank you very much. It's very appreciated. Daith here. He's I loved Ultimate Spider-Man and X-Men. Ultimate's got too much a-hole energy. I'll still watch the animated movie though. Oh right, I forgot about the animated movie. They
are definitely a-holes for sure.
For sure. Kevin's here as well. Be sure when you're done watching this, go watch what Kevin was recording, or he was just live right before we were. He had Phil Ramirez on the show. The dude is a history book. He is part of toy history in a lot of major ways. So please go check that out. We got to get him on this show.
Yeah, Phil Ramirez was the first. He was the first sculptor I was ever like aware of, like that was something you could even do as a job, because he did an interview in Toy Fair magazine.
Right.
He was very young, and I think he started his career young too. And they did a whole, like they showed his studio and stuff. And I remember at the time he had sculpted like an Eric Cartman figure, and there were no South Park figures or merchandise or anything at the time. And I remember being like, "Oh, he's got an Eric Cartman that looks just like the show."
Yeah, it's a dude. I just love that he's done like all the things that we all have seen, right? And might not necessarily know. And like again, he'll go through some of that history. So go to Toying Around. We don't want to give it all away. If you don't know anything about him, go check out Toying Around after this. Awesome.
God, we gotta dig up that Toy Fair magazine, because I'm just remembering now he had done a bunch of like Generation X figures that never got made. Like what's like Marrow's gang called? It's like Gene Nation or something.
Yeah.
He's done like a bunch of those guys that had the Joe Madureira look to him. Yeah,
dude, we got to get him and Jesse Falcon on same time. Talk nothing but Toy Biz. That's it. Just be like, tell us everything about everything that never got made, and then make it. That's what we'll do. Michael, a Darth Maul book would look great on a coffee table with no legs. But that's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. Got a couple pickups from Mr. David Schultz. Sent these over to me via the YHS PO box. A couple of trades. One trade that I kept going to the comic book shop, then forgetting to pick up. So I'm very, very grateful that he got one. But first one, he got me the Age of X-Men, the Amazing Nightcrawler.
Oh, cool.
Trade. This one is, I'm trying to remember exactly which era this is, but I remember the series coming out because I bought the single issues.
It's kind of recent, right?
It's still fairly recent. And this is where like they had all these Age of X-Men ones where it was the X-Men kind of living out their like their dreams more or less. It wasn't quite House of M. So this is
What-
where like Nightcrawler is like a famous actor. And
This
of
was
course
just
hooking up
before
with Megan.
Krakoa, right?
This is
Oh.
just before Krakoa.
Damn, and he hooks up with Megan?
Dude, and get like his like stagehand and stunt coordinator is Kylun. This is like Ryan, like as Jay from Geek Dad Life would say, this is Ryan Doell coded. And it is it's got all my favorites in there.
And it's kind of sad that it like all goes away, right?
and it all goes away.
It's
And
just Nightcrawler's dreams never realized.
Poor guy. And I got this one so exciting. Uncanny Spider-Man from the Fall of X-Line. The only thing I don't like about the costume is the ears that come out. But I mean, like,
wait, it has ears? I've never
ears.
noticed that before.
It has ears, but like everything else, like the art inside is amazing. And again, just anytime Nightcrawler's like just getting them hookups, I'm here. That's why I'm alive. But like I said, like this has to be a Marvel Legends at some point.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Like, I mean, if anyone
they got all the parts ready.
All the parts. That's it. Just do it. Just do it and make it a 2-pack with Spider-Man. Always a good excuse to make another Spider-Man. But getting Nightcrawler fighting Spider-Man villains is like that's a little bit of fan service. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, to me, that's pretty cool. Like, it's just that is something I've kind of dreamt about. Like, there's always that like part of me that, because Spider-Man has such cool villains and they always get into these situations where it's like city leveling all potential disasters. And I've always like so whenever like Dr. Octopus shows up to fight Captain America, it's always like, oh, here we go, right? It's just, I don't know, just that reshuffling always makes it super cool.
I kind of feel like
thank you, David Schultz.
Yeah, I feel like they could give Nightcrawler like his own rogues gallery. Like if they do another Nightcrawler solo series, like a group of like, cause he could work as a Spider-Man, as like a solo hero fighting different crazy villains.
Oh, for sure. I always feel like his solo series never really go far because no one knows how to write him as a solo character.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Like, but they never, anytime they do an X-Men solo series, they never give them like good bad guys.
Well, I think the best Nightcrawler miniseries is still the first one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That one's
Dave
so
Cockrum,
good.
like, yeah.
Right? That's his dude.
Yeah,
right?
It's his character. Yeah,
that's his dude. No Chewing is here as well. Thank you for being here, hanging out. Right? Chris Bobinski, Nightcrawler definitely has a high body count. That smile will get you. That's 100% true. Detroit Dave, Nightcrawler is a ladies' man and lots of Doell-friendly art in those trades. Absolutely. Dude, Nightcrawler, like, again, he's our dude. He's our X-Men. It is super awesome. Justin Mohan, I'm confused. I bought the DC Marvel crossover and they are different one-shots or the same shots from different company with different covers. I think they're different.
Because one is Dan Mora and the other one is Greg Capullo doing the art.
He's saying that he bought the trades, right? I'm confused. I
Oh.
bought the Marvel DC crossover. Yeah. So there's two omnibuses that came out. One that says Marvel and DC, one that's DC and Marvel, and they come with different things. So like one has Marvel versus DC, and I think the other one has JLA Avengers, and they have different. They are different. I do know that. Let's get to some more, like, I guess, sadder news. Sorry to kind of like bring it down. We did lose Peter David this week. He's been sick for a while. There was that GoFundMe that was happening. I think feel like that was late last year. Because I remember us talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
But unfortunately we did lose him. But he's going to be very well celebrated in comics until comics stop existing. He's a very prolific writer, and he's done some amazing stuff. So let's talk about. Well, I guess we'll we'll talk about the stuff he's probably best known for, which is probably the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
He kind of defined the Hulk for the majority of readers. That's when the Hulk was probably it's selling its biggest numbers when Peter David was on that book.
Yeah. This is 90s, early 90s.
Early
Hulk,
90s.
right? Yeah.
That's what we're talking like. And again, that's when Todd McFarlane worked with them. I know those two used to butt heads. I would assume that they've smoothed things over.
There's a famous debate.
There's a famous debate, but I mean, like, man, Todd did some really mean digs to him in Spawn.
Yeah, well, and Eric Larson, that whole kind of rivalry. I mean, I think the Hulk famously parodies Savage Dragon and
yes,
in an issue, and I think I mean, I'm sure it was not the easiest being a comic book writer in the 90s when everything was becoming about the artist.
Right. Well,
and they got their revenge in the 2000s because I feel like that's when you got like your Brian Michael Bendis coming in and Grant Morrison and Peter David obviously, and they
Mark Miller.
Yeah, exactly. It was like suddenly it was like, no, we're gonna be driving.
See, that I felt like that's when everything kind of like meshed. It was like that 2000s era when the writers started to like be the stars again, started getting paired up with artists who were the stars, and they learned to work together. Yeah, and I think they realized it's important for us to work together or this industry will die. And I feel like the 90s across the board, it doesn't matter what medium you were working on in entertainment, it was drama filled and it was rowdy. And it was like, it doesn't matter if it was Saturday Night Live, if it was movies, daytime TV. Like you think about the 90s, like you think what? Jerry Springer.
That's it.
Howard Stern. Jerry Springer, Howard Stern. It's just like, that's Adam Sandler, right? The Bad Boys of SNL. You think about all that kind of stuff where it was just, we took things
a lot of tude, a lot of
teens with attitude. Power Rangers. That's how it happens. Or even just like pro wrestling back then too, right? Like just everything went so far that look what happened to us now. We had to go, we had to dial it way back. But it was but man, Peter David, there was a lot of stuff that I picked up a couple of my favorite trades. I didn't give you a heads up I was doing this. But these are my recommended reads, my personal recommended reads from Peter David that I love. The X Factor run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Short but sweet. Like Peter David, Larry Stroman, X Factor. Like it was so immediately great because like the characters are amazing. Like the characterizations, how they feel like fairly random characters. Like that's what kind of the fun. Like Havoc and Polaris, they have like kind of a rapport. But then like you throw in Strong Guy and Wolfsbane and Multiple Man. It was just sort of like the grab bag of like kind of Muir Island X-Men that didn't make it onto the team, and Peter David and Larry Stroman just like made it like as good as the main books. That was sort of like his gift, I guess.
That was also like you could go back to the early 90s, early mid 90s at any point, pick up an X book, and you're in for a treat. Like they're all different. They all have different vibes, different feels.
Yeah,
but man, they just like they like all the books just went for it. And you're right. Like this was like someone went, well, who's left over?
Yeah.
You're not using Havoc. Why aren't you using Havoc? Are you insane?
And then he throws in Quicksilver for good measure. And Quicksilver doesn't even change his costume. He's just like, yeah. And here's like, we got to have like one asshole in the group. Like
this is great. And that was like the time it was a big deal. They got Quicksilver too, because he was in the Avengers for so long.
Yeah. And
right.
And there was stuff with him and Crystal, and it just worked, like, and I remember that. So I had a book on writing comics that was written by Peter David, and like really great. I couldn't find it for tonight's stream, but I highly recommend it. It's like great, like tips if you're interested in writing your own comics, that sort of thing. It's like a great starting point. And I remember there's a section where he talks about like getting into your character's heads. So it's like not just writing Quicksilver as a jerk, but like understanding, well, why is he like that? Like, how does he see the world? And he has this sort of a speech that he gives Quicksilver where he's very quickly like solving a puzzle as he's saying this, you know, how frustrating life is for somebody who can do everything so fast, having to stay at the speed of people who relatively are moving so much slower than he is.
Did he not compare? I think this was Peter David, where he compared it to, imagine being at the line at the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
For everything. Like, because you're always waiting for everybody else.
So that kind of like empathy with your own characters is like, it's so important. And I think it's why his characters had such a life of their own, you know.
It completely changed my point of view on Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Like, where I'd be like, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. It's one of those things where you think super speed would be the best because the Flash is having such a great time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you put it into that perspective of like, you lose your patience with people because it's like, hey, like, catch up.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
I could have literally run around the entire world in the time it's taken you to
finish that sentence.
Remember, yeah, spell your sentence. Yeah.
Right. So good. Another one. Peter David, Gary Frank, the 90s Supergirl run. This was weird. I am not gonna lie, but I remember when this came out and this was the cover, this very grunge Gen X Supergirl cover, and I was like, yo. This is
Supergirl that listens to Pearl Jam.
Well, I was kind of like, this is the suit. They finally gave Supergirl the Superboy treatment.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Right. And
definitely.
That's what this made me think of, which is why I got so excited. So even though reading it again as an adult, I was like constantly going, what's happening?
Yeah, Matrix she's Matrix, right?
Yes.
I mean, to be honest, like the Supergirl whole story, it was crazy. Like it's like we all think of her as like, oh, it's like the animated series. It's like, yeah, she's Superman's kind of cousin from another planet that, you know, but no, there's like in the 80s, she's like, I don't know, like a robot, or I guess the Matrix version is a robot, but she was like an angel, and it's it's really weird. Yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
Then you got Power Girl in the mix. Yeah.
I'm always happy when Power Girl's in the mix.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, like that's at a real number on Supergirl.
Did a number on a few characters, like, but I feel like some of those teen heroes got like the worst end of Crisis. Yeah. Unless your name is why am I blanking? It's obvious. The Flash.
Yeah.
Wally West.
Wally West. Oh yeah, he got the Battlefield promotion.
Yeah, he got promoted. He did good. But no, I will recommend this just because it is weird. It is fun. You gotta let go. Whatever idea you have of Supergirl, you just gotta let it go and just go for the ride and just have fun with it. And I picked another DC one just because I tried to pick 3 trades that maybe people aren't really talking about. I also want to talk about Aquaman, where he totally badassed him up. Like, come on, like, how cool is that? Right? The idea of losing his hand. I don't know who came up with the idea.
That is almost like a McFarlane parody. He's so crouched, like
so crouched, but it's just like the harpoon tip as the hand. Like, I don't know who decided that, whether it was Peter David who wrote that in, or if the artist just took some liberties. That it will always sit in my head is like, you know, that zero. Yeah, it was 0 hour that I could see on the Elseworld, right? All that stuff was coming. It was so good.
They were really shaking it up at DC. It was like, we're gonna kill Superman and replace him with 4 random dudes. We're gonna Batman is now a blonde psycho. Aquaman, we're cutting his hand off and giving him a beard. Green Lantern is like destroying planets and like,
oh yeah, dude, they went crazy. And And yeah, I think okay. For those who don't know, there's another character in Aquaman in the '90s. Her name was Dolphin.
Oh,
She just wore Daisy Dukes and like a crop top and swam. That's it. It sounds amazing, but she looks like she's drawn to look so young, and it just looks to me. It's just like it seems weird. But you could tell they went with that total extreme. Like we're gonna make Aquaman a badass because you could tell they were still kind of recovering from Super Friends in that sense.
right. Yeah, it's like a joke. Like,
right,
the guy talks to fish.
guy talks.
Give
to
me
fish.
a break.
Yeah,
There's
right.
just one thing, one trick they missed
What's
that would
that?
have made him the ultimate '90s badass. This was the perfect opportunity to give him an eye patch that was a shell.
Alex. Okay, first off, now I'm giving you homework. You have to draw that.
Yeah.
But but I get it. But no.
How could they not? How could they? They gave him the hook hand.
Right.
Give him an eye patch that's a shell.
But dude, they got him fighting Lobo. That's how you know they were like,
yeah.
How do we make
We gotta boost some sales.
We're gonna boost some sales by making Aquaman.
I remember
Lobo.
This is way off topic, but I remember at some point reading some in Wizard magazine, or unless I dreamt it, but it's a great idea. A pitch where it's like Aquaman is like a human detective in a city of fish, and he can talk to fish and he solves fish crimes.
That sounds
in like
I would watch that.
Yeah.
That's where you have him cross over and be like, I lost my child. What's your child's name? It's Nemo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'll find you.
And also it's literally it would literally be the Little Mermaid's bra
the same color,
but as an eye patch.
Right.
Same. Sure, why not?
Right. Cute call.
Yeah,
barnacle eye. Right. We could do that. Right. Date. That's the Aquaman I remember. Right. It's just like.
Yeah, I remember seeing that figure as part of like the Total Justice line. It was like, who's this guy? Like, is this like a new guy?
And Andrew's Gatey's Toys. Also, be sure to check out Gatey's Toys channel on Instagram too. It's great stuff. And I was so in on this Aquaman, and he was bagging Dolphin instead of Mira. He very much was. So good. I love it. Okay, I got Peter David, man. I think he's going to be very well remembered. Someone else brought up this one too. I didn't want to bring it up necessarily because I feel like it was spoken about a lot in the last few days, but let's give it a shout out anyways because it is a good book and should be talked about. Spider-Man 2099. Oh
yeah, I've never investigated that. That's a blind spot.
Well, I'm gonna just stop there because I want you to read. I do want you to read it and check it out because that was like one of those first books I remember reading, and it was one where you have to also completely let go of any preconceived notions that you have of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like it's not just Peter Parker in the future. This is now we're
Miguel O'Hara.
We're here with Miguel now, and it's like it's a weird mix. I would say a mix of Back to the Future.
Does he go back to the past?
He doesn't go back to the past, but I mean, like in the terms of like how the future city looks, it's like Back to the Future 2, mixed in with some Jetsons, mixed in with some cyberpunk movie.
Akira? Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Sounds like Batman Beyond.
It is, but this came out before that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, even I remember when Batman Beyond came out, I was always like, I see here. But I mean, Batman, like, because they're both dark and very, like, I always call it dark neon. It's very dark neon.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm here. Anytime you get flying cars, I'm here. It's so good.
I gotta check it out.
Anything you want to say?
I thought the book you were going to say is X Factor Investigations.
Oh my gosh.
So that early 90s X Factor is great, but then really I feel like, just the like centerpiece of his body of work is X Factor Investigations. Again, it was like, at the time it was better than the mainline X books. Like it was
the book. It was like, what, you'd probably throw it in there top 5 Marvel books? at that time. Easy.
Yeah, I absolutely, and for the whole long run, like even the he really they went into the future and stuff. Like it was really compelling, like written like a great TV series. And again, like the characterizations are so just the Jamie Madrox and Siren and
Yep.
Strong Guy, like they're just like they're like your friends, like they're great characters in the way they play off of each other. Richter, who like this was all right after the House of M, and like or No More Mutants, right? Like the certain mutants had lost their powers, right? And Richter had been depowered and was dealing with that, and I think this was the idea was they were like it was like a noir like detective agency.
Yep.
And they would help like depowered mutants with stuff. But it was cool.
It was
good stuff.
Dude. And that's another underrated title too. I just always go to X Factor. I just go straight to the 90s. I got a problem. I have a nostalgia problem.
Well, in the 90s X Factor, I feel like I feel like he left that book kind of before he had really done what he wanted to do on it. So X Factor or it was probably just called X Factor, but I think they relabeled it Investigations, or it's known as that. That's like early 2000s. He's coming back onto the book, kind of getting to like say what he wanted to say with these characters and see these plots, picking it up, I guess, a decade later, which is cool.
Yeah. Jack Knight 73 loved Young Justice. I forgot that one. That's a great book too.
Yeah.
Future Imperfection, Spider-Man 2099, as well as Star Trek novel, Imzadi. Yeah. New Frontier. Thank you, Peter David. Yeah, man. You know what? I've never read any of his Star Trek novels, but like lately, it's like now it's just like maybe I should go back and read those because apparently they are amazing. They're like really, really good stuff. Johnny Cock, I remember when the 2099 stuff was revealed and trying to figure out all the X-Men 2099 characters on the first issue cover to the current X-Men lineup as they're up as literal counterparts.
I could see that.
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's really crazy. Like, so because I came into started reading comics regularly, like probably just after this. So my version of that was like Age of Apocalypse. That was like, what's happening here? Like, everything's crazy. Everyone's different. Like,
we should hang on. I gotta start having a thing where I can write down these show ideas because it's like I would love to do one of just Age of Apocalypse and just go back to it.
Yeah.
Here we go. See, I knew Duke would know this. Bionic Funk, Peter David wrote some of the Killer B5, but the Babylon 5.
Babylon 5.
Cool. Yeah, very well done. Yeah, I knew if anyone would know as well, Duke would know. Babylon 5, hey, underrated show.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, come on. Everyone's sitting there going, bring back Firefly. Hey.
They got to get in line behind B5.
Right? That's what I think too. Oh, hang on. Did I press the wrong button here? This is what I'm going to do now. Okay. We're going to switch up. We're going to talk about this crossover that was announced. Hang on. Let's see if it'll let me do it.
A crossover was announced?
There was a crossover announced. I don't know if you heard.
Wha-bam.
Wha-bam. All right.
Worlds colliding. Do not adjust your computer screens.
Yeah, Entertainment Weekly announcing Batman Deadpool. I mean, this makes sense as your first we haven't had like I said, we haven't had a crossover in decades, like a legit crossover. I feel like because there was Batman Spawn 2, but that's still not really DC Marvel. And we knew something was happening because they came out with those omnibuses that just came out last year. So obviously something is in the works.
Yeah, I mean, this is something they said could never be again. Like,
right, ever since Disney bought it.
Yeah.
Right?
And
so obviously they need money. And when they need money, we get cool shit like this. So this is going to be absolutely wild because you can't think of any two polar opposite characters.
Yeah, it's a good fit. it's a little Deadpool Cable, Deadpool Wolverine.
It is.
You've got him with a serious hero, but like, what if they like each other? What if they get along?
Well, one murders, so no.
I guess. Good point.
Right? Andrew, Gady's Toys, should have been Deadpool Harley. Right?
She's got to show up, I would imagine, or or Deadpool be wearing the costume, something like that.
They'd say in DC getting desperate. I don't know if it's DC, because if it can't be one-sided getting desperate.
Well, I have to say, yeah. I mean, it's
because if DC was getting desperate, Marvel would let them drown happily.
Yeah.
Right.
I think everyone enjoys a boost. I probably shouldn't even say this out loud on this show.
Oh.
But I was almost gonna put forth as an episode idea. Is Batman kind of in a slump? It feels like, like there's a lot of talk about Superman. Everyone's all, everything's Superman. Batman feels like, it's like not a lot of excitement going on in the old Bat world lately.
That is done by design.
Yeah.
I will honestly say that is done by design.
Do you think it's like when Marvel was trying to make the Inhumans replace the X-Men? Like, I guess they were trying to undermine another company, but this is DC doesn't want to. They don't want to clutter the narrative.
Marvel is the only company that will undermine themselves to undermine somebody else. Like, they're that level of petty. Like we could sell just a ton of X-Men comics, bank all these stories, and make movies about them later, or we could just screw ourselves over with sales just to hopefully screw over this other studio. Nobody cared. And in fact, it probably hurt Marvel Comics in the long run.
You can't fight the fans.
You can't fight the fans. That's really what it comes down to.
The thing that I am the most probably excited for / interested in with this is Grant Morrison writing Deadpool. Like, what is that going to be like?
I'm curious too. And do you think they have to have Deadpool face off against Deathstroke, right?
I imagine something.
How funny would it be if we got Spider-Man, Deathstroke, and Deadpool in the same panel?
Maybe he finds out that like Deathstroke is his father. That would be wild.
That would, oh my god, that'd be so funny. That'd be great. I'd actually be for it. But Mr. Michael T, wasn't Jim Gordon Batman for a bit? But that was, of course, that was 15 years ago.
Oh my god, don't say that.
Dude, right? But that was
to me, it's like, oh yeah, Commissioner Gordon, he was just Batman.
Yeah, that was the Greg Capullo Snyder run. That was forever ago. We're talking like, I am sorry, folks. That was a long time ago, and we are roughing it. The Daith, we are getting the Hush Tua, as I call it. Hey, where's Haley Welch, man? Where's my wife? Where's she been? Right now, I guess we are getting that. And it's funny because Alex and I were texting each other like, hey, did you get it? And I got so hung up on work in Japan that I forgot to grab the first issue.
That's
when I've been back since, I've just been in and out of the comic store. It was like Free Comic Book Day in, grabbed my free comics, grabbed a trade, left, grabbed these trades, left. And it was like, I didn't go looking on the shelf because I was like, I don't have time.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Like, I didn't even know it was out. Like, they did the trailer and they were like, coming soon. And I just like missed it. And then they're like 3 issues deep. It's like, what, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll get
the
there.
word
when the trade
out.
comes out, when the trade is out, it's all said and done. We'll talk about it on the show. Full spoilers. And because we're both going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, Alex and I are both going to approach Jim Lee and beg him to be on this show. We will beg and cry. I will buy him whatever Mondo figures or prints he needs. Whatever I have to do to get Jim Lee on this show, we are going to make this happen, because I think even last year I was like, if you see Jim Lee come by the booth, tell him he has to be on the show. and then it doesn't happen. So now I'm just gonna. I'm not even gonna go to the con. I'm not even gonna go to RSL. I'm just gonna hang out at the Mondo booth until Jim Lee shows up. That's all I'm gonna do.
Well, you never know.
Peek up behind something. Oh, Jim Lee! Didn't know you'd be around the Mondo booth. That'll be me, right? That would be the best.
You gotta be like,
going, yeah,
Jim,
right?
Jim, it's Ryan. You get that's the trick. You gotta pretend like you're an old friend, and you know
that's right.
Yeah.
Jim, it's me, Doell. Yeah, they'll love it. Johnny Disco, everyone's kind of ripping on Mr. Michael T right now. Yeah. Dick, yes, now no, Dick is Batman.
Wait,
now.
I missed this.
No,
why are we saying all this?
Oh, because he was like, is it Jim Gordon Batman? We're like, that was 15 years ago. And everyone's like, oh no, it's Chappelle Valley now. It's like, no, it's Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Like, be nice. Leave him alone.
I believe Thomas Wayne is Batman. He wore it to a costume party. I know no other Batman since then.
That is, dude, that's a callback.
That's a Silver Age. That's a Silver Age callback.
It is. I've got the little book of the origin of that, like those little just those little digests.
I thought it was just the issues where it's like the time Superman's father was the first Superman and Batman's father was the first Batman, and they teamed up.
I'm sure that was something too. I would not doubt that. Dude, we're gonna have to figure out Artist Alley before we go to San Diego, because that I know we're like 2 months away, but we're gonna like one blink and a fart and we're gonna be there.
We bring skateboards and we just skate back and forth up and down Artist Alley, and people will be like, who are the guys on the skateboards? No, we gotta find out what that is.
We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do it like as if we're like a superpower team where we can't ride the same thing. Oh. So like one of us will wear rollerblades, one will wear roller skates, and the other one will have a skateboard. If there's a fourth person that somehow decides they want to hang with us, they got to get like a scooter or something.
We're like the shittiest Wonder Triplets.
No, dude, we're called the Extreme Podcasters or something, right? I don't know. That was terrible.
We'll workshop it.
But yeah, no. Anyways, this was very, very exciting news because I'm hoping for more crossovers. Someone in the chat, I swear, unless I'm making this up, somebody said X-Men Ninja Turtles. Right here. Bacon McShig. Again. Why the bleep have we not gotten an X-Men TMNT crossover? Mutants in New York. How has this never happened?
I don't think they've ever even done like a little Easter egg in each other's comics, right? Like,
yeah, like what's going on?
Have, but yeah, I mean, like the Ninja Turtles like hanging out with the Morlocks in the sewers,
dude. 100%.
Come on.
Also, I would not be upset about a Daredevil crossover with the Ninja Turtles.
That has to have happened, right?
Somewhere.
Oh, I mean, Daredevil is in the first issue of Ninja Turtles as a child.
I mean, okay, but you know,
actually,
yeah. Do you want to tip that fedora any further, Alex? I would love it if they did that crossover though, just so that we could see the hand and the foot team up.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool,
right? I think that would be.
We're leaving money on the table. My favorite thing, the crossover here, Batman, Deadpool is fine. Dan Mora and Greg Capullo, like I know they're not working on the same book. They're each doing a book, but like if you got one comic with both of their art in it, that would be insane.
I would love that. It's like I can't think of any, like, you knew Dan Mora has to be like, he's now like the DC guy.
Yeah.
But if they're doing variant covers, I need a David Nakayama cover. They got him drawing some of the boys now, and he does a very good job with the boys too. I'm trying to think of who else. David Nagayama's a big one. Peach Momoko.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm trying to think of because she's like exclusive.
She's exclusive with Marvel.
Stuff.
So let's get her
doing like. Well, I guess she's done. I mean, like on her Instagram, she's got like amazing Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy drawings and stuff.
Yeah. So give me some of that. If they really want to go retro on it, why not do a Bruce Timm cover just for fun?
Oh man,
I think
dude, that'd be crazy.
it would be amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously get Jim Lee. If Jim Lee's up for it, obviously a Jim Lee cover or even a Frank Miller cover. I know we're talking Art Adams, Johnny Disco, bang, right?
Yeah.
You know,
God, could you imagine a Bruce Timm
dude,
Deadpool? That'd be sick.
We've been waiting to see it all
Yeah.
the time. Justin Mohand, Mark Spears as well. Again, let's get the Pepe
Larraz.
Get him on some of this.
Yeah.
We are like elbows deep, neck deep, chin deep on amazing artists right now on both sides. So and a lot of them have signed exclusives too. Like Mitch Gerrits. I know I've been trying to get him on the show. He's going to get the guilt trip of a lifetime in San Diego, let me tell you. And let's get Mitch Gerrits on some of this stuff too.
Yeah.
So
in the back, I think listed in the back of these, there are like other artists and writers that I don't know if they're doing little short stories or and pinups and that sort of thing. But like, I feel like with each of these books, they probably are going to load up the back with like pinups and stuff from other artists.
Do you know who I want to see take a crack at Spider-Man?
Who?
Tom King.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Let's get him on there, and let's get Matt Fraction. I know Matt Fraction's written a lot of characters, like on both sides. Again, but has Matt Fraction ever wrote the Flash? Anyone in the chat, if you know, if he has, then maybe I need to go find it and read it. But I always kind of felt like I think Matt Fraction would write a very good Flash.
Yeah. Or Gail Simone on Batgirl. Anyone?
Yeah, have her team up, right? Who do we get her to team up with? Like Jubilee?
Well, Gail Simone's writing X-Men right now.
That's what I mean, right?
They're already doing the. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, characters, the DC Marvel team up characters that they would write. Jubilee and Batgirl be, or no, Kitty Pryde and Batgirl.
Oh my god!
They're like soulmates.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna add this to my story while I'm doing the search. Lee Williams, that's the name. That's the name I'm looking for. Lee Williams. She's writing Power Girl.
Oh yeah,
she wrote some X-Men stuff as well.
Yeah.
Get her to write something, because it'll be good. Because she's super fun. I like her stuff. It would be kind of fun if they did like X-Men 97, because they used to do like the mashups between like if they did X-Men 97 but all like God, I want to say, I know this is bringing back Amalgam, but I want Dark Claw 97.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, yes, Dark Claw 97, that's like a revival of if Dark Claw had a Batman the Animated Series style show like 25 years later.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be, that'd be crazy.
Right? Give me some of that. Justin Mohan, he's helping me out here. I don't think Fraction has written The Flash. Man, get Matt Fraction and Dave Aja on The Flash today. Also, let's get some Dave Aja covers in this as well. Aja? How do I again? I'm that guy. I'm that woman in the in the storage unit.
It's not knowing Yvonne Clay.
Yvonne Clay. John Jusko? Stop it. Justin Mohan, Christy Zulu also doing some covers. She's great. Andrew correcting us, right? Batgirl and Kitty, that's the obvious one. I can't believe, right? X-Men 97, Batman Animated Series, that has to be it, right?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Dark Knight Returns, but Dark Claw. Yeah.
Oh,
Give me that too.
damn.
Why
Yeah,
not?
combine that with like Old Man Logan.
Right? And then Batman and Venom crossover.
Whoa, skipping right over Lobo the Duck
Yeah, but
returns.
okay.
Gotta have it.
If they do Lobo the Duck,
Yeah.
now that Disney owns Marvel, I want Lobo the DuckTales.
Oh,
That's what I want.
Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, dude. Yes. How is that not just a thing anyway? Like, forget the companies, forget legalities. Someone just make Lobo the DuckTales.
Just do
Needs
it.
to happen.
Somebody, let's make.
That's the greatest amalgam idea anyone could ever come up with. I've ever heard. It's done.
Right, Thunderhausen, Dark Claw, Old Man Logan world. Yeah, like, dude,
Yep.
and again, mix those worlds. Mix them all up, man. Just it'll be super fun.
Yeah.
Right? I am all for it.
The world is ready for more amalgam. Like, you can just feel it.
Dude,
you know?
Duke Booty here, the Pride of the Bat. So you get Pride of the X-Men.
Oh,
Batman crossover.
you know, I wondered what so obviously Batman the Animated Series is like, you know, the greatest of all time, but I've always wondered what like that kind of like 80s Japanese animation studio would Saturday morning cartoon style would look like for Batman. Like if the Pride of the X-Men, like Toei or whatever, whoever animated that, like did a Batman show, like
we got close. I think the closest
like?
is that Superman intro from the late 80s. Oh, do you not know the one where he fights the monkey?
No.
Do you not know? Oh,
no.
I'm wondering if we'll get into. Well, let's segue into Superman.
Okay.
But hang on, got to Chad Stewart, low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Got to do Batman Beyond, Spider-Man 2099. That has to be a thing, and get the artist, Batman Beyond artist, animated. Shane Glines.
Oh, or Glenn Murakami.
Yes. Either one of them.
But I guess it's more Shane Glines. Yeah, you're right. Shane Glines is more.
Get him to do the entire book. Pay him $1 million.
Dude, that would be so cool. Yeah.
Pay him
$1
million. Marvel DC, if you're listening to me, I'm not sure how comic budgets work, but if you give Shane Glines $1 million to do a 30-page comic, all interiors, no ads, I'll be happy. I think that'd be great. Thunderhausen designs Apocalypse versus Resurrection Man. Dude, there's so much. Again, and I would like to see let's do Iron Patriot, Norman Osborn teaming up with Lex Luthor and his armor. Let's just do it. And even just give us Iron Man versus Lex Luthor for that matter. Like,
yeah, come on.
This all seems pretty obvious stuff. Hang on. We're going to go to the next quick thing here. We're going to keep going here. Because we're already at an hour. And speaking of Superman, first off, when we're done here too, you're going to watch that. Everyone's going to look up the 1980s Superman cartoon intro. Then you're going to go watch Kevin on Toying Around.
But this intro going to be like Thundercats level?
It is.
Really? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's so good. And it's very reminiscent. Thank you. So one day I'll learn how to talk, folks. I sit here live every day. I talk. I talk. I can't talk. I can't read.
Doell talk good one day.
Yeah, right. I'm the Bizarro of of podcasting, of YouTubing. Superman
Ryan, did we manifest this? Did we wish this into the world?
I feel like we did. You can thank Alex and I for these toys. We made these happen. You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. If you see us at San Diego Comic-Con, you can just thank us personally. It'll be fine. I have decided that I'm going to army build Lois Lanes. I'm going to be the Dan Larson of Lois Lanes.
Yeah. I've heard it's the lowest lot.
Oh, yes, the lowest lot. Hey, so for those who are like, well, what are you talking about, Doell? These are Spin Master's retro line Superman movie figures. These were kind of sort of announced in the back of the Batman Forever packaging. But I like these way more than their Batman Forever remakes, even though I love the Batman Forever packaging art. I just want to make that very, very clear. These, like, they feel like they're from the 70s, which they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And I love them for it. But now I also want more. I want more Superman figures, more Superman movie Christopher Reeve figures. And I'm really hoping the Supergirl figures, because they announced that too, kind of, I think.
Oh, like the Helen Slater Supergirl?
Yeah. So I'm hoping she gets this treatment. And I just wish they would do a movie line. And I don't know. This is my, hang on. So I'm going to get your take on this in a second, Alex, but I do want to mention I have one figure outside of Clark Kent that I wish for extensively.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I used that word correctly. I want Otis.
Yes.
I want an Otis figure so bad. And because everyone's coming with like notebooks, wigs, newspapers, that kind of stuff, I want him to come with the map, the new map of Lex Luthor's America that says Otisburg.
Yes.
I
absolutely.
want that so bad. And it makes me really like, I'm hoping they pump these out as quickly as they can.
I mean, we've never had a Ned Beatty action figure, right?
And that seems like a crime.
Yeah.
Right?
Where,
so let's
where are
make
network action figures?
But you need both Jor-Els. One comes with kryptonite.
And the other comes with
The other comes with the crystal. The crystal you drop in. I wonder if I drop this in the snow, will it create a fortress of solitude? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, two Marlon Brandos.
Yeah. No, tell me, take me through it. What when you saw this line, what were you thinking?
This is like, so this is somebody like Spin Master has their own Steve Evans, like somebody who was has always wanted this, right? And they were like, and I don't know if, I mean, like, timetables for action figures, it's usually like a year in advance, right? So I don't know at what point they knew that the license wasn't going to be renewed for them, or like where, but this kind of feels like we're not going out without doing Superman 78 figures, like that we always wanted, like, because this is such a specific thing. It is what if Kenner had done a toy line for the Superman movie like they always should have, but never did. Like, it's very, like, because the Batman Forever ones, those were re-releases of 90s figures that actually had been made, but this is a completely new, all from scratch figure line done in the Kenner style. And it's like Lex Luthor with the removable wig, and Zod and Margot Kidder, Lois Lane with a notepad. Like, it's what they would have made, what Kenner would have made. Like, given what they did with like Indiana Jones, like, you could presume that this is
any of that
what the
70s, early 80s stuff. Like, this screams it.
And I think you would have had two Jor-Els, because Marlon Brando would be the biggest star. So they'd be like, well, you got to have two Brandos.
You got to have two, right? Q called Ursa should be there. I agree. Thunderhausen said it too. You need a Jimmy Olsen and Miss Tessmacher. Agreed. This is why I want more than one wave, and I want them to kind of mix in Superman 2 and 3.
I don't know, but like, well, this already feels like such a big swing, right? Like I don't know if you get another wave of this stuff, right?
I'm just saying, I don't know if we're gonna get it, but man, do I want it.
Yeah.
The alien figures, right?
Yeah, right.
739, another one that fits in that. Yeah, and again with these, I was gonna say, oh, did you hear my idea of the Comic-Con exclusive Lois Lane?
Oh yeah, with the color change.
The color change so that you can it's X-ray vision Lois Lane.
I
So
would
it's the
take
color change with the pink underwear.
I would take just a box set of them flying, of that scene.
Right?
Of
You will believe toys can fly.
Yeah.
That's what it should say on the box. I think you're right. Deadheads as well. This would be another good 2-pack flying, carrying prior box.
Oh yeah,
set.
yeah.
Yep. That's another good one. Perry White. Again, now we need Toy Otter's Daily Planet playset more than ever.
And I would take, like, because again, it's like at this time they probably would have done something with the helicopter. You'd have like some kind of like a helicopter breakaway playset thing.
Yep.
A Fortress of Solitude. Like, yeah.
Because you knew they would have to have vehicles in it. So I think the helicopter would probably be cooler than doing Lois Lane's car getting stuck in a fault line.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think, just having the helicopter,
they would have made
the Daily Planet logo on it.
His like ship out of crystals and everything.
Crystal one.
That would have been cool.
Comes with that's how you get your exclusive Baby Clark.
Yeah.
And that's, oh man, it could, okay. I'm going on a crazy, insane wish list that would never happen. But imagine a box set of the Crystal ship with Baby Clark and Mom, Pa Kent. Like, that's the set.
Yeah, lifting up the truck.
Just buck-ass naked baby. Bench pressing trucks. It's just like amazing. Yeah, I would love all of that. If they did another Superman 2 Superman where he comes with the cellophane Superman symbol, you could fold out, right? And throw it on your villain.
Yeah, I mean, all the action features. The one thing I think we're all thinking that they would need to do playset wise is the diner with the bully, with that trucker bully, and you'd have like a feature where like there's like a magnet under the counter and you can just like slide the bully like all the way down the and like and a voice chip where he says, I've never seen garbage eat garbage before.
Yeah, what a line. Right? High school Clark. If you do high school Clark Kent, this is where I would give it that superpowers feature where you squeeze the arms and his legs go.
Yeah, absolutely. And like a little train backdrop.
Again, if these were like, dude, we need to travel back in time and fix this timeline. I think the reason why things are such shit right now is because these did not exist the way they were supposed to.
We gotta bring them back to the 70s.
We gotta take these back to Kenner. We gotta get there. We gotta do it. I
just have 2 nitpicks.
Oh, let's hear it.
One is I feel like the Jor-El figures would have those vinyl capes, like the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, because this would have been like 78, 79. I think Kenner would probably still be using those like vinyl capes to do Jor-El's look there. And other thing is that the only one not doing it for me out of all this is Superman himself. It's just like it doesn't feel. I feel like it doesn't feel like what like Kenner would have done. Like there's something not like all the other ones are absolutely perfect. The Superman, I don't know, maybe it's just like the images I've seen so far in hand.
Is it the cape? Does the cape look sculpted?
Yeah, the cape should definitely have been the like superpowers like clip-on cloth cape. I know maybe there's some cost. I know that the McFarlane Superpowers line kind of like they use a cheaper. Maybe it's too expensive, but I don't know. I think it would have been worth the extra expense, just because Kenner definitely would have given him that like that. I mean, they did it for Superpowers, that cloth cape. I also just feel like I don't know. There's just something like they would have put extra attention on the Superman figure, because that's like the anchor of the line, right? Like that's the one everyone's gonna buy. Like I feel like they would have made that more have more of a presence.
Right.
Kind of maybe a little, I mean, not exactly, but but obviously like the Batman line, like, this is based on the movie. It's more exaggerated by this point than what they were doing during Star Wars and Indiana Jones. But I still feel like there would have been some kind of approach to the Superman figure to make, like, still have him feel like Christopher Reeve, but just a little more, I don't know, Superman. He's the main guy, the main character, and I'm not like this figure almost like reminds me more of like Adventure People kind of vibe.
Okay.
So that's my one.
Well, let's see. Well, we'll find out what happens when we buy them all, because we're going to. Allison Troy, the legendary toy researcher. She's here. Thank you for being here. There was Flash 739. I want a Lex Luthor underground base with a gauntlet testing Superman abilities.
Oh.
Do you know what it needs? It also needs a rotating hidden door. And that's how you get your Otis figure.
Yeah.
Come with that base.
Oh, and it would like break apart, like
and
you'd have like a little pool that you could fill with water.
You could actually fill it with water. That's how you do it.
Set. That is the play set for sure.
That is a play set.
Comes with the kryptonite chains around Superman.
Yeah. Well, this Superman comes with one. It needs just more. King Panther's got his 3 questions again. Fuck, I forgot about his questions from last week. We owe him one. So we're going to definitely answer yours tonight as well. Let's go quickly to the next batch of Spin Masters. This is their basic figure line with build a droid.
Yeah.
Build a robot. Right? Collect a build. Doesn't really,
and these look really fun. Like these are the ones that have like the toy commercial that with the kaiju that like spills out the goo.
We're gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
I got it ready to go. First off, I also want to talk about this amazing packaging. It feels very like this is the kind of packaging I would imagine there being in the 90s, so to speak. So you get that picture of Superman on the side, but then you get all these like Action Comics, Superman #1.
Yeah, that's cool.
All these like comic books on the back. And then you get like the weird shaped bubble that looks like ice.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I don't know if I care for the figures so much, but man, do I give a shit about this packaging.
I'm getting kind of like Superman Returns flashbacks. Like because they had, a whole toy line there. Like
that costume was ridiculous. We put 5 million Superman symbols on it. Can you find them all? Like, why? Why did you do that? There was no point to do that. What are you thinking, Bryan Singer? You should be in jail. And
the symbol is too small. The cape was too big. The collar is too tight.
What? Let's see. Let's hopefully we're allowed to get monetized or not monetized. I don't know. Whatever this is. We were showing the trailer. Dude was like, do you want to erase the parts where the trailer's actually playing? When we had it paused and talking about it, it was fine. When it was playing, it was like, can't do that. Maybe we just won't do that. Maybe we just won't play it.
Or maybe they smash into the thing, it spills goo out of its chest.
But it's so cool. There it is. Yeah. You punch it, it spills out goo. Man, why is this player like so brutal? Anyways,
it reminded me of the like Superpowers commercials from the 80s. Like the figures have kind of like a big, satisfying. I mean, obviously they're small, but like they feel substantial. They've got fun action features. There's a lot of storytelling going on. There's slime.
Yeah, dude. They're so good. It's what a fun, it's just fun. Like, I don't know how else to put it. And also, I feel like they took like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like they totally, maybe I just want them to fight, But I feel like Spin Master totally took a jab at Todd by being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and Hawk Girl.
Oh, in the ad.
That's part in the ad, right? It was
Yeah.
just like, we're doing it. Hawk Woman's here. I love it. I think even though I'm not really a big fan of the figures outside of the goo spilling kaiju, I think these, if I was a kid though, I probably would be choosing these ones. Just because they would all match up.
Oh,
And that's just
yeah,
how it was
yeah,
as a
no,
kid.
for sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, I
And-
mean, these, I mean, you mean compared to like the superpowers and stuff?
Well, I think I probably just would have stayed consistent to just knowing how I am. Like, oh, but this Superman goes with this kaiju monster, because that's just how I would have been until somebody got me a superpowers figure, and then I would have been like, I wouldn't care.
Because I think the Spin Master figures look like pretty detailed. Like they seem like movie accurate. Like you can tell it's David Corenswet, and like it. I think that they don't have that kind of like the typical kid-oriented movie figure stuff where it just kind of feels cheap.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. And I will say there's Mr. Terrific ship. Crap. Why?
Oh yeah.
Again, because I need to. But the Superpowers is doing that, which is amazing. And that Mr. Terrific. So cool. Like I said, that's the only two things I want from the line from Superpowers out of Superman is Mr. Terrific and that ship, because it's so rare that we get Mr. Terrific, and because he's so comic accurate, you can just put him with the rest of your figures. Don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah,
he fits right in. So fair play to Spin Masters on those figures. I think they're absolutely wonderful.
I feel like that ship would make a cool like robot head too, or helmet.
Yeah,
there's a way you could wear it as a helmet.
I honestly am getting more and more excited about this Superman movie. July 11th, big day. I'm surprised the tickets haven't gone on sale yet, but soon. I am sure of it. All right. Before we settle up, and we're gonna do we have Mondo plugs?
Well, yeah. So Monster Palooza is this Friday and through the weekend, and Mondo's got a booth there. So if you are in the Pasadena area, swing on over and check it out. We're gonna have some cool stuff on display that you're gonna.
Who's all
see.
going? Is it gonna be you?
I'm not going, but Hector and Peter should be there, and several of our artists have mentioned swinging by possibly. So you might see.
Well, they're in California, so if you're in California,
it's like right. I mean, it's like most people's neighborhoods, over there.
That's true.
You don't know who might be stopping by, and we've got like a bunch of exclusives. There's a color variant of Attack Peter's Takaro character. It's this like bright orange. It looks amazing. Like it's like magma Takaro.
Monster Palooza. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Hang on. It's coming.
We're cute. We got visuals incoming. We've got an amazing Jesse Hernandez King Ghidorah. Oh yeah, okay. So I'll So there's the Takaro. Looks incredible. We've got that Bride of Frankenstein poster from the creator of Cuphead, Lance Inkwell.
Yeah,
which like so that good. Is just such a perfect team up. And there's a black and white version and a color version, and there's all these like you can't really tell from these images, but there's like all the like homunculi are like in jars scattered around the picture there. So like the little like king and the like ballerina are all in there. Got that pumpkin head poster. And this is
an Urban Aztec.
The Urban Aztec gold relic variant of this King Ghidorah, which is a massive soft vinyl figure. We had the sort of teal and red and black version at New York Comic Con last year. But this one is like if you always wanted to be on Legends of the Hidden Temple and like put together like that little relic, like it gives me those like vibes. Like you can have like an ancient looking golden statue on your shelf. And yeah, I think that's really awesome. And we've got that awesome brain in a jar pin designed by Nolan Fleming, who does all of our, booth designs and apparel designs and pin designs, like really cool stuff.
He's again, Mondo, always killing it, man. You guys are insane. I can't wait till I just raid your booth and take home whatever I want from San Diego.
Yeah. We'll have to bring a lot of cool stuff. And then we also have Mumra. Our 1/6 scale Mumra is on sale currently for a limited window. And yeah, seeing him at WonderCon, like it's a massive, beautiful work of art. May Tamtarana sculpting, Mark Bristow painting, and just like everything is perfectly like weathered and looks ancient, and it's in the cloth goods, like it's a really, really impressive piece.
But that's what you guys do though. Like I always feel like all the figures you guys do are like, just everything you guys make is impressive. Just know that.
Thanks, man. We try. we definitely try.
All right. One last thing before we saddle up here. All right. King Panther, 3 random questions time. Number 1, Alex, will you be attending Monsterpalooza? I feel like I
already answered that one. No.
So no, you will not be there. 2, Doell, how can we convince Mondo to do a 1/6 scale She-Devil and Kazar? I'm just going to tell Peter that they're making it. That's that. There's one.
Hey, we could reuse the Battle Cat tooling for Zabu.
Please, could you?
Also, never say never, right?
I need a Sauron. Speaking of Savage Land, I need a 1/6 scale Sauron coming from Mondo, and obviously I need Rogue. I need the Art Adams Savage Land Storm. Gonna need that too. So there's.
I also kind of dig that. Do you remember the Toy Biz Savage Land toy line with like Joseph and Wolverine and the Storm in that came with like a Triceratops? I want to say.
Do I remember it?
Pretty cool.
I think about it every day. Okay.
Nice.
Every day I think about it. This is like, I am waiting for Marvel Legends to make the bone clawed, no-nose feral
Wolverine Unleashed. Like, I think that would be that would make a pretty dope soft vinyl. That's just my opinion.
I'll design it.
Yeah.
Just if no one else will do it, just let me do it.
Imagine some huge chunky bone claws, like
dude. I think
get on it, Ryan.
Every day I think about it. Don't even start with me. Okay, 3 greatest superhero movie soundtrack. Are we talking like? Hang on. So you're gonna have to answer this question, King Panther, while we think about it. Is you talking about like a music compilation soundtrack? Or are you talking about like score? Because those are different things.
Let's go score. What? Unless I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I would say score is probably
okay.
It's no contest for me.
Score. That's a tough score. Jeez Louise. I am okay. First, I was trying to go through Marvel if there's any really good Marvel soundtracks that had scores. But I feel like Avengers might be their best one. Like the first Avengers movie. But I don't think it's my favorite one. Or Avengers or Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron's got a great score as well. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, those ones are great. Man, this is going to sound so cliche and boring and basic, but I think I'm going to have to go with Batman Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns for me too. Like that is just, I mean, getting the Catwoman theme, the Penguin theme, the way they all intertwine, like
The
it is.
Batcave, the Batcave
Oh, I mean,
theme,
like
like
yeah, it's just like the whole. You can enjoy the whole movie just by closing your eyes and
just
listening to the score.
it's like the Star Wars soundtracks. You can close your eyes. You can
Yeah,
listen to Star Wars soundtrack. You know exactly what is being said at those points, and I feel Batman Returns is on that same level.
yeah,
The if I had to pick another, if I was allowed to pick another Batman movie, I would choose Mask of the Phantasm, obviously,
yeah.
and another one. And this is going to sound completely biased, but Across the Spider-Verse, because
Oh
whenever I
yeah,
hear Gwen's theme, I just start to get choked up because it's so beautiful. And it's the first time you really see her world in the big scope of things. And I
yeah.
remember watching it at work on the big screen when they did like a screening, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like it was just so beautiful.
I also
So
gotta throw
that was so great.
out Michael Giacchino's Incredibles 2 score. Really good. Like
Dude,
just
and
that,
the
like start to
Batman.
finish, so good.
And the Batman also so good. Man, Captain America First Avenger, it's another one.
I'm
Has a really
very
good score.
partial to the Spider-Man 2 main theme. I think that's
Yeah,
I
same
don't
here.
I don't know so much about like the full movie score, but that Spider, like, because it's similar to the Spider-Man 1 main theme,
Mm-hmm.
but Spider-Man 2 takes it in just a extra place that's like really
Extra,
yeah, top notch.
yeah. Because people were already saying like clips like Batman Forever, easy. Because you're going soundtracks. Agreed.
Soundtrack, yeah, for sure.
Batman Forever. And again, this is going to just be because it's a product of our time. There's two other music compilation soundtracks that stand out to me. Mystery Men is one.
Oh,
Uh,
just a
and
Smash
the other
Mouth
one,
fan.
yeah, we all love Smash Mouth. And Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yeah,
Right?
what
Oh,
I
and
don't know.
Spawn. Spawn is another good compilation soundtrack. If you like Korn and like all those like kind of types of band, like that's another
It's
one.
like
Like,
Warp Tour in a superhero
yeah, it
movie.
is Warped Tour. 100%. 100%. Those are there. So I feel like those are probably my favorite ones out of like music compilations. Trying to think of. Well, even Spider-Man had a good. Well, because it had the dude from Nickelback and Sum 41, right? those were some pretty good singles coming off the first Spider-Man. Hero is a great song. I don't care who knows it. I don't care. I do not care. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm getting called out on this one too. This is good. Chad Stewart, considered the Crow, right? Okay, but the Crow from Bacon McShig.
I was trying to
Right.
remember what the song from Daredevil, what the needle drop song
Yes!
was. It's the Evanescence song.
Good song, right? Evidence's song from Daredevil had the world in a chokehold. That was from Quip, and you're not wrong, right? It's like I have to say the late 90s, mid to late 90s to early 2000s compilation soundtracks.
I guess
Off
we
the
got to
rip.
throw
Off the-
Watchmen in there too. Like Watchmen is like,
Oh,
designed around a needle drop soundtrack.
right. And so is Guardians of the Galaxy volumes 1, 2,
Oh
and
yeah,
3.
right. Of
Right?
course,
Like
that's got to win.
yeah, right. So that's like those. So Guardians is always going to be in the conversation, just because I feel like James Gunn writes around soundtracks,
Yeah.
right? And then yeah, Rick Jones, John Williams Superman score. I'll be honest, even Hans Zimmer Man of Steel soundtrack, amazing. Hans Zimmer Wonder Woman soundtrack, amazing. We're just listing. I get
And
that's what we're
all
doing.
the Dark Knight trilogy.
Dark Knight ones, the
can't
Hans Zimmer
sleep on
soundtrack.
that.
Dude, you can't sleep on Hans Zimmer.
The Lion King
Yes.
soundtrack, the Lion King score
Dune.
by Hans Zimmer, so good.
Dune, come on.
The original Dune,
Plus,
David Lynch Dune.
I don't know if this counts or not, but we got to talk about Men in Black. Danny Elfman.
Dude,
Will
I was
Smith.
gonna say like it's superhero adjacent, but the Men in Black score. is top notch. And
It is top notch.
and an original song from Will Smith. You know, yeah, it's good.
Yes,
it's a good
right?
package.
Men in Black had it all. And Men in Black 2, that's not one to sleep on either. You know
Dude,
what? I'm so glad we've all forgiven Will Smith.
Well, I don't know, but I cry listening to that Men in Black theme every now and then, where it's like the kind of like wistful.
Yeah.
Men in Black is such a good movie.
It is good. If he comes back for another Men in Black movie, he's 100% forgiven. He should be allowed to come back to the Oscars. In fact, he should get to host the Oscars.
He should win an Oscar for another Men in Black movie.
He should win it on. Yes, 100%.
Best Agent 100%. J goes to.
Yes. Right. Mr. Michael T, the Rocketeer. Great call. Right. Toto doing the score on Lynch's Dune.
And Brian Eno.
Right.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Right. King Panther pre-slap Will Smith was decent. The dude was breaking records at the rising #1 hits, was he not? Like,
yeah,
like he was like the fastest to go.
He was all about the hits
in the 90s. Dude,
a lot of hits,
hit movies, hit songs. The dude was money. If it wasn't for Will Smith, we wouldn't have The Rock. So if we're gonna get mad at Will Smith for something, let it be that.
Wait, really?
That's all I'm gonna say. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that. I just feel like now
he paved the way for giant movie stars.
That's right. He paved the way. There would be no Tom Cruise. No, I'm just kidding. But it's but come on. Yeah, quip here. Wonder Woman is my #1 DCEU theme score. 100%. It goes so hard.
We all know it.
Like it like yells at you and growls. It's so good. Yeah, that's someone said Unbreakable. But you're right. Unbreakable. I'll be honest, I don't remember the score for that. I remember The Saint having a killer score as well. The Stanley, right? And yeah. It's so crazy. I remember that movie being like so awesome, and then just being like, I can't remember anything else about it.
What movie?
Score? Unbreakable.
Oh, Unbreakable.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, I don't.
And Bruce Willis.
Yeah, who was scoring? It was probably whoever scored like The Sixth Sense and M. Night Shyamalan's other movies at the time.
Right? See, can't remember that either. Stanley's also asking if I'm headed to SummerCon on Wednesday. That's not this Wednesday. That's not till like June. And I don't know. That's whether or not I go anywhere this month, next month is that's all work dependent. So who knows? If you see me there, that means I made it. That's all I have to say. Thunderhausen, Man of Steel, for all its flaws as a movie, has an amazing score. I agree. When I was working on Batman v Superman, I would walk to work listening to that soundtrack every day, and I never got sick of it. And it got me pumped to go to work because I was like, Batman versus Superman will fix everything that happened in Man of Steel.
And you were right.
Was I?
How's it feel that it turned out you were right?
Right? Oh man, this is look at this. Duke's full of all the sci-fi knowledge. Christopher Franke of Tangerine Dream does the score for Babylon 5 series.
Brought it back to B5.
Brought it back.
I feel like if we're gonna be throwing out Tangerine Dream, we gotta say shout out Vangelis for the Blade Runner soundtrack. I mean, Blade Runner is like superhero adjacent, or it's comic book. It's it's like it's got like it's kind of a Mobius thing going on,
right? Man of Mars. What's his name? John Connor. Man of Mars, underrated movie, by the way. If you have not watched, that came out what?
Is it? I mean, I guess
liked it.
it couldn't get less rated than it currently is.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't going to make it the hard rated R it probably should have been.
Yeah,
I
isn't
knew what they
everyone
were
supposed to
trying
be
to go
naked
for.
in those comics? In
Yeah,
the
more or
books?
less, right? But I mean, I liked the movie for what it was. Like I was like, it's a bold swing, considering at that time. Like now, I feel like people are more open to the idea of going to these like slower. Excuse the pun. Actually, don't excuse the pun. Drier sci-fi movies such as Dune. Like people are like, hey, this is really well written and well acted.
Kind of
I feel
somber,
not
dour affairs.
yeah, I feel like people are more open to that, even though there's a lot of cool visuals in those Dune movies. It's not Star Wars. It's not even close.
John Carter should have worked. I was excited. I had high hopes for that movie because like it was directed by Andrew Stanton from Pixar that did like, you know, Finding Nemo and like, you know, but yeah, so I was let down because I was expecting something different. I think.
Yeah, Thunderhausen. This is but if we go Vangelis, you know, then we have to credit all of John Carpenter's scores for all his movies.
Now we're just talking about all movie scores.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I love that stuff, and I love music scores. If you also love music scores, I am going to highly suggest the podcast known as The Soundtrack Show. David Collins is the host of that, and he is amazing, and the dude is a fountain of knowledge. And he's done a lot of cool stuff. In fact, he was actually on the Katie Sackhoff show not too long ago with Sam Witwer, which I didn't know they were even friends. I knew he was a big Star Wars guy, but I didn't realize how much involved he's been with Star Wars. So that was really cool to kind of learn that, because I just kind of really know him from the Soundtrack Show, and he breaks things down, and it is absolutely amazing. So if you do like soundtracks, you like unless you just want to hear us list soundtracks, we can do that. We love listing here.
We've done it.
And if you really want to check out something that's more in depth and more breakdowns, and because he has this like he breaks it, like, seriously, I don't know how else to say breaking it down. He breaks it down.
He deconstructs it.
That's it. That's the word. So yeah, I want to highly suggest the Soundtrack Show. Check that out. But I think this is it. Check at the time. Check it for work.
Yeah,
I'm okay. But yeah, let's wrap it up here.
Wait a minute, real quick, before we had the Ants score. All right.
Okay.
I'll
Bacon
say
and Chick
hello.
saying, yeah. The
Wait,
composer
what?
went on to score Metal Gear Solid 2.
What?
Okay.
All right.
A man such as myself will always have a Spotify ready. I'm just going to have that looked up and ready to go.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to listen to that.
Remember in Ants where he like discovers like a guy's head on the battlefield? He's like still alive.
I wonder if there's hang on. Why isn't this showing up? Ants. There we go. Got it. That's it. And then also, do you want to try A Bug's Life? No, I do not. Not at all.
Stuart
Thunderhausen,
Copeland, drummer of the Police, used to do soundtrack work and did some amazing stuff. Oh, Rumblefish, Coppola. How did on the David Lynch Dune movie? How did they not get Sting to do at least one, original song? Right? Like, there's no end credits. Doesn't have any Sting Police music in it, do they?
Oh, man,
to my knowledge,
I think Sting still got it. I think we should get Sting to do a soundtrack.
Shout out to the Emperor's New Groove. He did the.
That's right.
I don't know if they even used it in the movie, but he won an Oscar for his. Was nominated. For the song in it.
It just has to be in the credits, and it counts.
That documentary is wild. If you guys haven't seen I think it's called The Sweat Box. It's the making of the Emperor's New Groove, it's really something to behold. And yeah,
Ooh.
Sting earned that Oscar nomination or win by sticking it out with that movie through a lot.
I forgot to open one of these
Oh shit!
on the show too. So I gotta do that. Then we're gonna head the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So we're opening it up. These
I was
ones are
telling-
yellow.
I was telling Ryan how frustrated maybe that yesterday or on Geek Dad Life you opened yours and it was you got Blue Beetle, Green Lantern, and Star Sapphire all in red.
All in red.
All like characters where a specific color is in their name. And
Red's dead,
but none of
baby.
them red. Not
Well,
a red
this one's
tornado.
gonna make you even more mad.
Uh-oh.
Because I got Black Lightning.
Well, at least he's like lightning colored.
I guess. All right. Artemis.
All right.
Okay.
That's cool.
And Whoa, Wonder Woman. Best soundtrack
Nice.
in the DCEU.
That would have been ironic is if you got a Green Lantern in
Again?
yellow. Well, no, just in yellow. His weakness is yellow.
Well, as long as it's Hal Jordan, right? Then I could be like, oh, it's Yellow Lantern, Hal Jordan. And then it comes with the cards.
Oh, that's sick. Dude, those are so awesome.
These are so cool. I'm gonna send you and Kevin my doubles.
Ooh.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh.
I know Kevin's been collecting these too. But Wendy sent us 13 boxes. And there's only 6 sets, so I should have doubles. We'll get it sorted. Okay, everyone. That's it. We did our plugs.
All we got.
See you next week. You'll see me on Toe Anxiety on Tuesday. Not this week, the week after. I'm going to do, maybe I might do it Saturday. I'll be on the DL44 network. I'm going to talk about what I want to see in Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Ooh.
It's
Okay.
a hot topic right
More
now.
Gungans.
More Gungans, right? Where's that fight? Put it in the game. Put Darth Maul on the field, man. Let's do it. But that's it. Alex, where can they find anywhere? It's just going to be on Instagram. You just be
Check me out at FanPlastic4 on Instagram.
Perfect. I'll see if I can get Alice back next week. I gotta remember to like text her, right? That's the thing. I'm so busy at work that I'm like, next thing you know, it's Wednesday, and I'm like, oh God, I didn't text her. I was just talking to her.
What was the news?
Yeah. That's it. Okay. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next week.